Hey, so right, Rican, and I wasn't going to touch on this topic, but the trucker convoy, because everybody's talk. Well, I thought everybody was talking about it. I thought everybody knew about it, um, but I was talking to my son's nurse. She hadn't heard about it. I was talking to. I was talking to someone at my daughter's daycare. She hadn't heard about it. And so I was just there like, I thought everybody heard about this because I've been following it since the beginning, but I'm not surprised that everybody hasn't heard about this because the mainstream media, kind of like what Trudeau said. Trudeau's made a statement about, oh, he's met with protesters that he agrees with. Duh, duh. Like, you know, if they're protesting and you agree with it, then you're you're not a protestee, you're there part of the protests. So as someone in government, you have someone protesting, you should go speak to them. But they're not because, and like he said, these truckers who are fighting the mandate, they're fighting a good fight against these mandates because this is crazy. Can't say, I want to say, I'm going to say a friend of mine. I'm going to keep it vaguely because I don't want that person to get in trouble. But I was told that uh, come in like a month or two, there's a deadline for meeting the requirement of the vaccine because the company has a vaccine mandate. And they're basically going to end up letting go a quarter of their department due to the vaccine mandate. And one person in particular that they fix machines that break down all the time. And this is one of their best technicians, and he's being let go because he refuses to get the vaccine. So, I just want to, I just can't believe that something as big as news as this. Sorry, I'm trying to just get um, my timer just so I can know. I can be long-winded, so I just want to be able to get my.
Welcome to Bixby.
I just want to get my timer going there. So yeah, I mean, this is crazy. Here's this, here I'm before I talk about the story, like I'm gonna talk about the story that's going on. I am going to show these images. Just all you have to do is go to, you know what? I'm just curious because I use DuckDuckGo because I don't trust Google. Let's see what trucker convoy, and let's see what happens. Truckers and protesters against COVID-19 mandates block a border crossing. Of course, so it's all negative news. It's not stepping in. So I'm just curious because I wanted to put the images. There you go. Oh, pretty much almost the same. But you got more different here. Here's so you could go into any search engine, type in trucker convoy, and you're gonna see, I mean, you see some of these images. I mean, look at this. Look at all these trucks. I mean, they're saying it's about 50,000. I think that's um like 50 miles worth of trucks. I mean, here's another image here. Um, I mean, we're talking about a big protest, and all it takes is one spark. That's all it takes to fight back um, against tyranny. I mean, look at this. I mean, it's amazing that this is going on. And like I said, you're not going to get, let's see, what does this one say? No to Vax passport. Um, but yeah, I mean, they've raised millions of dollars on of all places GoFundMe. That was the first mistake they should have did. They should have never used GoFundMe. But yeah, and here's a funny story I was reading from Canadian news source, the Rebel News. Alberta tow truck companies refusing to assist. I don't know what the RCMP. I don't know what that stands for, so I'm sorry. I know, the premier is like the governor of Canadian province. So I don't know if that's anyways. So here you go. So I mean, so tow truck companies are refusing to help the authorities and basically towing away some of the trucks that are causing the blockade. Is basically the truckers are, and there's truckers there that are vaccinated. They're just against the mandates. That's what's going on. I mean, they changed the definition of anti-vaxxer to someone who's against mandates. So you're talking about people who have the vaccine, but they're against the mandates. And that's what's going on. I mean, some of these truckers, it's like most of these truckers, they work alone. It's not like, they're traveling the country, they're working alone, driving these trucks. And for the most part, they're like, why do I need to be vaccinated? For the majority of my trip, I work, I'm just driving by myself. Granted, they do pit stops and all that stuff, but still. And this is the great thing. Here's from justthenews.com is John Solomon. He put, truckers inspired by Canada begin freedom convoys around the world. So what I'm hearing, it was like in Brazil. I saw some trucks in Brazil. It goes here. They're inspiring some truckers in Australia. Even I heard there's some truckers that want to do a protest in DC. Now, if you've never been to DC, traffic in DC is already bad as it is. I cannot begin to imagine if, let's say, forget about, you have 50,000 truckers. You could cut that in half. Let's say 25,000. Let's say 10,000 truckers causing traffic mayhem in DC. Oh man, they'd have to. Honestly, DC would have to be shut down because you got people who come from Virginia, people who come from Maryland to work into DC. It'd be bananas. I mean, seriously, that's. I mean, it would be really ugly. So you don't need a lot of, let's just put it in perspective. They say during the Revolutionary War, at most you had maybe 1/3 of the population that supported becoming independent. You had 1/3 of the people who were loyalists, and you had 1/3 of the people that were like, they just wanted to be left alone. Now, here you have the truckers, they just want to be left alone. They don't want this mandate. And the government doesn't want to listen. Like Trudeau, let's see if I can find what Trudeau said. So yeah, so I found it. Let's just click on the video. I want you to hear what this, I don't even know what to call them.
It's important to underline that close to 90% of truckers in this country are vaccinated, like close to 90% of Canadians. Over the past many months and years now, Canadians have stepped up to protect each other, to protect our frontline workers, to protect our elders, to protect our young people, to protect people like truckers who are putting food on our grocery store shelves. Canadians have stepped up to do the right thing, to protect the freedoms and the rights of Canadians to get back to the things we love to do. We know the way through this pandemic is by getting everyone vaccinated. And the overwhelming majority, close to 90% of Canadians, have done exactly that. The small fringe minority of people who are on their way to Ottawa or who are holding unacceptable views that they.
So they're holding unacceptable views. How disgusting is that? Because they don't, just because 90% of truckers are vaccinated, which, that's a number. I'm just going to go by the numbers you said. That doesn't mean that 90% of the truckers support a vax mandate. Obviously, we got 50,000 truckers right now that descended onto Ottawa. Obviously, even there has to be, let's say, let's be nice. Let's say maybe 25% of those truckers have to be vaccinated. I'm just putting up a low, quarter of them have to be vaccinated. They're just protesting against government tyranny. There's nothing wrong with, like I said, I'm vaccinated. I'm against the vaccine mandate. Now I'm vaccinated, but this whole thing of having to get a booster all the time, it's not going to happen. To me, then it just becomes like the flu shot, and I don't get the flu shot. But that's what's going on. You have the tyranny of government. These people the government acts like they own you. They own your body. And that's what's going on. They're just protesting what the government's doing. And they're there. They don't hold fringe beliefs. Like I said, some of these people are vaccinated. They're just against the mandate. There's nothing fringe about that. There's plenty of us that are like that. That in hindsight, I might not have gotten the vaccine knowing what I know now. Just because the fact that they're going too far. The governments of the world are going too far. They're using fear to sell us control. And it needs to be protested. It needs to be fought against. You cannot comply your way out of tyranny. And that's what's going on. Once they know that all they have to do is sell us on fear, then there goes our freedoms. Period. End of story. So I think it's sad that people are ignoring this story, because there's gridlock and craziness going on in Ottawa, and they're using what's going on. The way they're smearing this protest is, they're using fringe. Now I'm going to use his word, fringe activities that may have occurred, and trying to attribute it to everybody. That's to the whole convoy. I think they're even some people in the media are trying to say this is Canada's January 6th, trying to say this is an insurrection. It's a protest. So when the media agrees with the protest, 24/7 coverage, interviewing people of influence, people of significant, getting sound bites of the people they agree with. But here's just people just trying, not they're against the vaccine, they're just against the mandate. And they want you to give up your freedoms for some false sense of security. Because look, Canada is 90% vaccinated. That's what he says. Usually that's enough for herd immunity. So if these vaccines, hey, I'm gonna leave it there because I don't know what, look, if if they're really 90% vaccinated in Canada, then why are their numbers still high? That's it. That's all I'm going to say. That's the question I have. Okay. Because I want to put this on YouTube. and let's see if hopefully don't give me a strike. I didn't say any misinformation. I asked the question. That's my question. If 90% of Canadians are vaccinated, then why are the numbers spiking? Can't be because of the 10% that haven't. But anyways, I'm gonna leave it there. Please give my video a like. It's important if you watch this. Please don't forget to click like, because if you come across my video and you like them, they'll show up on your feed more often. And if you're on Rumble, hit that boxing glove. That's their version of like. So please click on that on the Rumble and click on the like and subscribe to my channel. Like I encourage cross subscriptions. And like I said, I encourage people who are just using YouTube start using Rumble, because some of your more favorite people are going to start clicking turning to Rumble because of all the censorship that goes on YouTube. And you can interact with me on social media: Facebook, Twitter, Gab, Telegram, Clout Hub, Parler, Getter, you name it, I got it. All right. That being said, have a good one.